first of all, obviously credit to VG Bootcamp and the House of 3000 side stream they were using for Supernova. As I said before, Corndog is a rank 10 player in Tennessee. Although I don't know much about the Tennessee Ultimate scene, there's pretty much no scenario where me, a casual 1-2er, could even hold a candle to this guy. Especially considering I had not taken Ultimate seriously for a long while. And he was a nice player in addition to being pretty dang good at this. I know he made it to day 2 at the event. If I had practiced the DDD matchup consistently, there's at least a reasonable chance I could have taken a game. There's like a 99% chance he still would have won the set. But it's the principle of I wanted to put up a better fight, because this is one of the worst beatdowns of the entire tournament. Like, literally, I think I'm one of the 5 fastest beatdowns of any recorded set in the Ultimate Tournament. And in a way, there's kind of an honor to that, because I can analyze it and know how to improve. But starting bit by bit, I'm just going to address directly what happens as the match progresses.
An interesting duology, some would say, and one that I probably do have a few opinions on myself. What do you think, Lentini? What are we looking at here? Is it a lot more nonsensical?
So it's a little bit nonsensical, but I honestly think it's frustrating on both sides. This is a nobody has fun matchup, because Falco combos you like crazy. It's DDD.
He does have a good point. Pretty much nobody has fun here. I mean, Falco has a lot of combo potential, but King DDD is also an annoying heavy that acts as a zoner sometimes. So I don't have fun when I fight a lot of DDDs. My friend Shane, tertiaries the character, but that's far different than consistently maining it, so I was not at all prepared for what I was ready for here. Did this fool manually count out the number of Ds he typed for his player tag? That's kind of impressive.
He's built to be comboed.
But I was getting comboed pretty easily there until I somehow managed to connect it by just slowing down a little bit and timing my attacks better.
So you're having a bad time. Exactly. I think Falco wins, but it can be a little bit tricky to get that win con.
We're gonna find out
Falco wins if you're a better player, but in this scenario, I'm absolutely not a better player.
Notoriously frightening. So, Corndog is going to take the opening gambit here. Going to be very, very consistent. Honestly, Bluebev playing very slowly at the moment. Mistiming on the full tilt, though, is going to mean that very aggressive Firebird does come through. Sound to the sky. The DI is...
Right, so I lose my first stock to a uncharged up smash, which is a pretty good kill move for King DDD. If you haven't noticed, he was actually pretty good at waiting out his attacks, timing them correctly, and he's very good at short hop fast falling, which is something that's reliable to keep pressure against me. That seems to be a big weakness. If people can consistently short hop, fast fall, and get an aerial attack out while they're doing it, then you can very easily juggle a lot of low and mid-level players, which is what I am.
Just not there today, folks, as the bobble of that hat takes it, Lentini.
So he's playing a little bit like a melee player. We see the crouching in neutral, the DI, I think a little bit the wrong way, not used to ultimate. Who knows if I'm right or wrong on that, but either way, that is something that Corndog's going to be able to take full advantage of, because you said it with the super heavies. They are here to ruin your bracket, not win theirs,
And I forgot that his dash attack has that hitbox on ledge, which is a good ledge KO tool. Now, him referring to me as a melee player, I know these commentators are from the UK, but him referring to me as a melee player is probably the most insulting thing that happened to me this tournament. I kid, of course, but it's funny. If you missed earlier in the segment, at this day, all 4 of my events were on the Friday of Supernova. I had the first melee wave first thing in the morning, then I had a break, then I went to Brawl, and then from Brawl directly to 64, and then directly to 64 from this. Considering 64 was a round robin, that means it finished right around the time I had to get to the ultimate setup, so I really did not have any consistent time to warm up. Now, again, that realistically would not have made a difference. 99% of the time, a player like Corndog would slap me silly, but I could have at least put up a slightly better fight.
Dash attack 2-frame is one of the ways they will do it, and of course, the down taunt, the special.
My goodness, a delicious treat.
I think he actually screwed up there, and why is he just suctioning in place? Is he misinputting?
I really like the melee allegory you just gave.
I'm actually really pissed off his up tilt beat out my back air in the attack for that.
We need to butter them up. We need to, there's just a little bit of clank, right? Just a little bit rigid.
Now, where I do that, where I Falco up B directly into the opponent and get a hit off of that, there are some characters where you can capitalize and actually get significant damage in. I think he just wasn't expecting it, because the only real advantage was pushing him away and getting a small bit of damage. It's not really a reliable move, but at this point I have 2 goals. Goal number 1 is to make it past 2 minutes in the timer. Goal number 2 is to take at least a stock. And we pick our battles here.
My man got an input buffer. He doesn't know what to do with his hands.
I'm able to get a decent neutral air there, and I'm trying to throw out some of Falco's better moves like forward air and up tilt. I had a good chance there with the back air. I don't know why I double jumped that early. I guess I was afraid he was going to snipe me. See, I'm thinking I can get it here, but I fall short. That was a good... I think he missed the wall tech, actually. But that was good DI so that he didn't get KO'd.
Honestly, we're so far up the creek, mate. I don't think there's much coming back, as there it is.
Should have just had a corn dog.
If I had dropped a little bit before side B'ing, then that probably would have gone better, and I could have survived. I don't remember what he actually banned between games. I want to say it was like FD and Talos, because I know that I just went Town and City for the heck of it. Like, how often do you see a person who's losing at the beginning of a tournament go Town and City? I like this stage even though it's objectively not that good from a competitive standpoint. That's why you shouldn't let me in charge of anything. But I switched to Wolf because I feel like he's more consistent for me. I used to focus on Falco, but then I stuck with Wolf primarily afterwards. Now, they're going to have a bit of a riff with this and wonder why I did this. The main reason being, I just don't like how long Falco lingers in the air from a full hop. And despite the fact that Falco jumps higher, Wolf has more, the horizontal air mobility, where if he does a jump, but you're holding far to one direction, then Wolf can actually make it further. Which sounds unintuitive, but I just like it better because I spend less time in the air like a sitting duck. Now, the downside to this is Wolf cannot chain his side B and up B in the air, which severely limits his recovery potential. If he could do that, I think he might actually be a consensus top 5 character, at least top 10. But unfortunately, he can't. I just really wanted to shake it up and not get whooped with my Falco 2 games in a row. I said this before about the Brawl bracket, but it also holds true here. If I had practiced Ultimate Fox consistently, that might have been the answer, because Fox is overall more reliable, but he's a lot harder to get a grip on. So this game does not go too well either. At first it's looking alright, because Wolf's moves are faster. I'm actually winning here for a little bit, because I'm able to just out him with forward airs and back airs. Yeah, 20 seconds in and I'm winning by a noticeable amount. But he starts making connections again. I try to back air, but Wolf's back air is too slow. I'm using the reflector to try and juke him out. He remembered that move from last time, so he jumped to avoid getting hit by the up B. Wolf's up B is definitely stronger. Okay, you can see me looking right here. I realize I have no fucking chance. There's no beating around the bush. I am about to get put in a combo video.
Greedy kill. Not able to find anything there. Corndog is absolutely...
But yeah, Wolf's up B can be used as a KO move if you're fighting a lightweight, which King DDD absolutely is not. Did I blow my second jump earlier? Because I did not make that. Either blew my second jump by mashing, or I was just being too careless.
Not being shielded, not being avoided, not being punished, and so giving like a super heavy, like a really consistent...
I think one of the biggest things he's doing to throw me off is I am trying to shield briefly and throw out an attack, but it's not working in the slightest. Now, that's a good move to catch somebody, is side B them when they're on the ledge. The problem is that they won't leave the ledge. See, they'll take a good bit of damage from that, but if they're off the ledge at all, there's a reasonable chance they could just careen down and lose a stock. Now, what Corndog has been doing is he's able to, again, short hop, fast fall, and throw out an aerial, but he's timing it in such a way that if I throw up my shield briefly and then try to break the shield to get an attack in, he's able to just immediately get a follow-up before I can react. Now, the smarter thing to do would have been either to hold shield longer or maybe try to spot dodge, but unfortunately I was just so exasperated by this point, I had pretty much mentally given up.
Is being able to be safe with it. We see those times, even with the F smash, where Corndog whiffed, was still able to get a down tilt punish because it was so spaced.
See, this was a good move, me trying to chase him with the neutral air, but unfortunately his neutral air is not a KO move. I lose there, and that's it. I realize I just got put in a combo video.
Dog water right there. Blue struggling.